What's up, wrestling fans? We're here on another week, another morning of the Dead Man's Triad Wrestling Podcast. Mr. Ronnie Anderson has a bug from last night, so he's not feeling well. So I want to wish him well and hope he feels better. But it's me and Mr. Gerard Simonelli hosting the podcast today. What's up, Gerard? What's going on? All right, good. Gerard, where can our fans and listeners watch our live feed?
You can watch it online. We have it on our YouTube page and on Facebook.
Yes, we have both simulcasting simulcasting on Facebook and YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to the show, guys, please subscribe kindly. If you go on our YouTube main page, click that little bell, subscribe to the show. We're looking for more subscribers. We're trying to, get our podcast out there. It'd be great. Spread the news, word of mouth. Get it out there. We'll really appreciate it. Give us some feedback, guys. If you want to email us, give us some feedback or criticism about the podcast. We do have an email address. It's deadmanstriadwp@gmail.com. That's pretty easy to remember. I don't know. So we're going to discuss a really cool topic. Wrestlers that started their careers in other companies first before they became stars in WWF or WWE. There's a huge list of wrestlers, both women and men, in tag teams. We have a website that we're kind of looking at. If you guys want to go to that website, I'll give them a plug here because I think it's a really cool website, actually. It's the SmackDownHotel.com. That's what we're looking at. They have a bunch of wrestlers there, and you click on them, and they give you a whole history of where their career started. So I thought that would be kind of a cool topic, Gerard.
Hey, that works for me.
Yeah. Grab a cup of coffee. I got my coffee here. Here we go. But we're ready to rock and roll, I guess. Let's start this thing, Gerard. So,
all right.
You want to start it off? You want to, name a couple of guys that started their career in WCW, or?
Well, we can start with basic guys right now. Well, there's no basic. These are professionals that have gone and have awesome careers with both federations. But I'll start with Rey Mysterio Jr. He started in WCW, and he had a wonderful career with them. And it was like in 2002 when he got picked up by WWE. And he's just been out of control. He's the Giant Killer. He's an awesome wrestler. And he's still wrestling to today. His son wrestles and he wrestles.
Yeah, I agree. WCW was very big on the cruiserweights, and that's where Rey Mysterio really propelled his career, was the cruiserweight division. And WCW had a lot of great cruiserweights in their division. And it was a big part of WCW at the time, before, all this Monday Nitro and Monday Night War stuff. And yeah, Ray was known as the Giant Killer because he had a lot of matches where it was, David versus Goliath matches where he was, outweighed, height wise. He faced a lot of guys that were a lot bigger than him. And over the years, he really did, muscle up, and he got a lot bigger and he got a lot more better in shape. But before that, he was just always known as a really great cruiserweight wrestler. So, how about another guy? Is Kane. He was known as, before he became Kane in WWE or WWF, he was known as Bruiser Mastino, if I pronounce the name correctly. He was Bruiser in WCW way before known as Kane, when he became a tag team with The Undertaker, known as the Brothers of Destruction. They brought him in as the alleged brother of The Undertaker.
Yeah, he when he came in, it was scary.
Yeah, he was.
The first day he walked in, because there was The Undertaker. He had a match with The Undertaker too at one point. Remember, they were feuding because supposedly the storyline was he was in a fire.
Mm-hmm.
Pallbearer, and then the Undertaker. It was a big issue.
Yeah, it was.
When he first came into the Federation, it was a scary sight. It's like,
Yeah. Well, he apparently had like a burned face because after he got unmasked, he used to wear a towel over his face, and he would never, take it off until he was ready to have a wrestling match. I remember that, particular storyline. But yeah, they had a big feud before they became, before they got together again with Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer, I think, was taking advantage of Kane to get back at the Undertaker when they were feuding, and yeah, that was a cool storyline. I really enjoyed that at the time. And speaking of the Undertaker, his career started in WCW long before he became WWF. And many don't know that he became Mean Marcellus was the name he used in WCW.
yep.
Yep. So that was pretty cool. Well, just want to say hello to Josie in the chat, my wife that helps moderate our chat in there. She's listening to the show. I believe, our good friend Jan Iacovetti is actually listening to the show. I want to say hello to him.
Hey,
What's going on, guys? Yeah, if you guys have any mentions of wrestlers that started out in other organizations or other promotions before they became big stars, that's what the topic of today is. So, Gerard, all right, on to the next.
I'll go with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
He was stunning Steve Austin back in WCW.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came out, another wrestler, you knew he was going to become famous. He just had those moves and his attitude, even like his attitude. Obviously, WWE is a lot more aggressive, but he was just a phenomenal wrestler, and he continued. And now he's a commentator, and he has his own shows.
Yeah, he has the Broken Skull Challenge on TV. He's got his own TV show on USA Network. I'm not particularly familiar with the title of the show, but he's got like iconic TV people that come hang out with him. They do all these crazy things together that they've never done before and that they've wanted to do on their bucket list. And he kind of takes them out on these adventures with him. And it's actually kind of a funny show. He's got a humor side to Stone Cold Steve Austin, but anybody who remembers the feud he had with Vince McMahon, that's what really pushed his career forward.
Oh yeah, like I said, I always put him up.
Yeah. Gerard can be louder on my mic, man.
I love this guy. Yeah, bald head, look alike.
Yeah. Us bald guys got to stick together.
That's right.
Right?
Because Austin 316 said so.
Now, which gimmick did you like better? When he had when he first entered WWF, he had a certain gimmick with who brought him out? Who was his manager at the time? He had a manager, remember?
He wasn't with Regal. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, was he with Lord Regal?
No.
That's
I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna look this up now. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's Steve Austin's manager.
Yeah. Was it Ted DiBiase? It might have been.
Well, DiBiase, didn't he have Virgil with him?
Yeah.
DiBiase.
Right. Well, I do remember after Stone Cold Steve Austin won the King of the Ring, that's when he really had that that different mentality after that, and he became known for that feud with Vince McMahon, and of course the famous feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, which was a really great feud, and but we brought it up before. Who could forget, Vince McMahon in the hospital and Stone Cold Steve Austin shows up and he, punches him and he grabs the bedpan and hits him over the head with it.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best ever.
Yeah.
Just the sound, that tin sound across the head.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here enjoying my coffee, enjoying wrestling talk here with Gerard. I'm trying to think who else we got here. A lot of
We have
guys.
another.
Go ahead.
We have another big guy. I'll tell you about. How about Triple H?
Yeah, he was known as Paul Levesque.
Yep. And
Yep.
then remember I said Lord Steven Regal? He was his protege.
And he was part of a faction in WCW called the Blue Bloods.
Yep.
Yep.
And
So I don't know.
I knew he'd be famous. That guy, you knew he was going somewhere.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely. I'm just looking at the web page here. So many guys here. AJ Styles first started his career in let me see here. Actually, they have
Was he ECW? Ray J too, also.
well here back in 2001 he started his career. Well, he started his career in WCW and then he went on to Ring of Honor. And then he went to PWG, NWA, and then when TNA Wrestling formed, he went to TNA. And however, if I'm not mistaken, AJ Styles, when he was young, I think first started his career in WWF, like when he was really young. And then like it was a very short stint, and then I think he went to WCW after that. But he's another one. Going back here. Here we go. How about Harlem Heat? We have Booker T and Stevie Ray. Unfortunately, Booker T signed with WWF, but Stevie Ray never signed with WWF, and I don't know why. I thought Harlem Heat was a great tag team. I thought Stevie Ray had great potential.
Yeah, Booker T is good. I like Booker T, but I thought Stevie Ray was like the heart of that team. He
Yeah.
was, he was the powerhouse. He was a great wrestler. He was a great wrestler. But
Yep.
Booker T just he propelled. He just became, now now he's also a commentator now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing well. And the other one, you never hear of Stevie Ray. You don't hear about him no more.
No, you don't. Not really.
No.
I'm trying to think of Kevin Nash was known as Vinny Vegas in WCW.
Yep.
Here's another one. Diamond Dallas Page. He was in AWA first, and then went to WCW, and then WWE picked him up, and he was also in TNA. But yeah, I think WCW really helped his career more than WWF did. WWF, I think, in my opinion, kind of watered him down a little.
His career was going. It was good. Him the Diamond Cut. You were talking about Diamond Dallas Page, right?
Yeah, remember?
Yeah, the Diamond Cut. It goes woo.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if people can see me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I liked him. I always liked this Diamond Cut he had, but the Diamond Cut is like the stone. It was like the Stunner.
Yeah, in a way it was. There was a lot of rip-offs off of Stone Cold's move, and even Kevin Owens today is using it as well. So, and we can't forget tonight, of course, is the big event. The Royal Rumble of 2021 is tonight, so I plan on watching it. I hear there's going to be some surprise elements. I hope they don't ruin the surprise element. And they also are talking about having a special ending to the Royal Rumble. So I hope, they do something really cool.
Yep.
Okay,
continuing. And what about Eddie Guerrero?
Eddie Guerrero? Yeah. Started
WCW, WWF, WWE actually. Great career.
Yeah,
Great career.
I got his he started in WCW August 30th, 1995. He started off in other promotions. He was in ECW before WCW.
Yep.
He started his career in 1986 with a promotion called CMLL. Then he went to the AAA organization in 1992. In ECW, he made his debut there in 1995. He also was in New Japan Wrestling, which I remember that, that short stint he had with them. and then he went to WCW in 1995. And then, of course, when WWF bought out WCW, they were known as the Radicals. Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, and Eddie Guerrero.
Yep.
Yep. And that would, he had a great career. And it's a shame what happened, But let's see who else here. There's so many here. I just keep scrolling through it. So how about guys that never signed with WWF? La Parka, he's known as the chairman. He was part of the cruiserweight division in WCW, but La Parka was very popular in WCW. He started off in AAA organization in 1992. And he recently actually had a tragic accident in a wrestling match and died from an injury. And it's sad that what happened to him, but he never made it to WWF.
Yeah, tough one.
Yeah.
How about remember the Diamond Stud?
The Diamond Stud.
Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon, yes.
That's right. He's WCW. Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He had a good career, and when he was at WWE, he was also a wrestler too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if he's on the list here.
Until that came to an end.
Right.
You wonder if they must have fallouts with the promotion of WWE. These guys.
Yeah.
But I always liked him though.
I'm trying to see if he's on this list. I don't see him on here. Oh, here he is. All right, I'm gonna click on him here. See where he started out. Wow, he really had a career well ahead of WCW. His ring names, the Diamond Stud, Texas Scott, American Starship Coyote. Those were his three names. But yeah, he was in quite a few other organizations before he hit WCW in 1989. Wow, so he goes way back. He started off in AWA, and then he went to NWA, then New Japan Wrestling, and then WCW. The Diamond Stud.
The Diamond Stud. I remember him.
Yeah.
He was fun to watch also. I liked when at the end where he had the toothpick right in the face. Everybody. Boom.
Yeah, the tooth. Yeah. Hey, yo.
And what about Mick Foley?
Mick Foley.
Cactus Jack.
Yep. I'm going to see if he's on this list, which I think he is.
Yeah, he has to be on the list. He's big in all the federations.
Yeah. Where are you? There's so many guys here. Where is he? I don't even think he's not on the list.
No, it's Cactus Jack or?
Yeah. Okay, here he is. All right. All right. So he was Mankind in WWF. Dude Love, who could forget Dude Love? That was a terrible gimmick. But Cactus Jack, I think, was his most successful gimmick. He started his career in WCW in 1991. Then he went on to ECW before going to WWF in 1994. Then it says he went to WWF in April 1st, 1996. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think he was more successful with the Cactus Jack gimmick.
I liked him as Cactus Jack. I thought that was his best.
Yeah.
His best role. But you remember he'll have like 3 matches in one night. He'd be Dude Love, he'd be Cactus Jack, the next one, and then he'd be Socko.
Yeah. The Rock and Sock connection.
Rock and Sock connection.
Yeah. Yeah. When he had the sock and he was like, "Hey, Mr. Socko." Yeah. Hey, what's up, Laura? Your wife Laura's in the chat. What's going on?
Yeah.
All right, on to the next. You got another one, Gerard?
Let's see. Did we mention the Big Show, the Giant,
Yeah, there
Paul
you
White?
go. Paul Wright. Paul White. Is it right or white?
I think it's White. That's Wight. White.
Here we go. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Hang on. All right. Yeah, Paul White, Wight,
Yeah.
and also known as the Giant. Um, Started his career in WCW in 1995, and then went on to WWE or WWF back in 1999. Yeah, he's another one that I don't know. You think they gave him the career that he deserved in WWF? Like, do you think they treated him okay when he jumped over?
Who, the Big Show?
Yeah.
I think they're holding him back. They're holding him back way too much with the
Yeah,
WWE.
that's kind of what I mean about some of the guys from WCW that went to WWF. I kind of feel like because they came from other promotions, they weren't like homeschool guys that they created from their own that never got the spotlight that they really got. You know what I mean?
No.
Like they never pushed those outside organization wrestlers.
Well, think about it. If they're going to bring these guys in, and yet they have guys like Triple H in there who are so popular, it's hard to take them off the top. These guys are
Right.
making the money. Then you get guys like The Rock's in there and Stone Cold, and then you bring other guys in. It's just hard to bring these guys in to take them out.
Yeah, and there's a lot of controversy about John Cena holding a lot of guys down. I don't know if that's true or not, but he was the torch for the newer generation, and yeah, I don't know, like I don't know if I go with that 100%, but yeah, it seems like some guys held a lot of guys down, and I don't know if it's like that's a big part of it, but I also think, again, I think WWE now, before the split from WWF, they held down a lot of guys for sure.
Oh yeah.
So what's up, Ganyak? Ganyak is in the chat. What's up, guys?
What's up, Ron?
Going on. So if you're tuning in late, the topic Gerard and I are talking about is stars that started their careers in other promotions and organizations before they became big stars in WWE. There's other organizations other than WWE right now also that are becoming really big, such as Ring of Honor. You have MLW, and you also have AEW, which is kind of like, to me, is a ripoff of WCW the way it used to be in TNT. When WCW, before they got bought out by the World Wrestling Federation, was very big on TNT Network, and now it seems like AEW has a lot of that like same structure as far as where that used to be. Have you ever seen any of the AEW stuff, Gerard?
Not much of it. I was never much into AEW. I was into WCW. ECW was my main thing back then.
Yeah.
I love ECW. I was kind of devastated when they kind of took them out.
Right. Yeah. Well, that was Paul Heyman's fault. I mean, he owed a lot of money to a lot of people, and it soured his relationships with a lot of his roster. I think there were some guys that said that he owed them money because they were a small promotion. They didn't make a lot of money, and but they had a huge fan base, really big fan base.
And just last night, I was watching the WWE Network, and I was watching the old ECW matches, and I was watching November to Remember. It was 1998, and Rob Van Dam was fighting against Tommy Dreamer. An awesome match, and as the match goes on, the fight, because this is when Rob Van Dam was jumping ship to WWF.
Mm-hmm.
And halfway through the match, he beats him up. Everybody comes and helps him out, and then he takes the flag out of the WWF, but they have it like censored, so you can't see it, but you see the bottom of it, the World Wrestling Federation. He lays it on Tommy Dreamer on the table, and then they gave him, this body slamming through the table. But Rob Van Dam was another great wrestler who came over, but he came from ECW.
Yep. He's on this list too. I'm gonna try to find him.
Yeah. Yep.
Where he started his career. Here we go. Believe it or not, he started in WCW first.
1990 ECW.
He was known as Robbie V and Rob Zukowski. And then became Rob Van Dam. He went to AJPW, and then went to ECW in 1996. And who can forget the famous feud between Rob Van Dam and Taz? How about Taz? There's another guy.
Another one, yeah.
Let's see if I can find.
I met Taz. One of the matches. Yeah, he was at one of the matches I was at, and he came out and he gave everybody high fives.
Wow, they don't have him on here. That's surprising. Gotta find him.
Yeah. And the match also I watched in Taz, he wrestled against Bam Bam Bigelow in one of the matches.
Yeah.
And ECW for the title.
I'm really surprised they don't have him on this list. They're missing him. Yeah, Sabu. They got Sabu on here. Another one that was
Sabu,
great.
He didn't wrestle long with WWE though, Sabu.
No, not at all.
No.
He was, believe it or not, he was only in WWE from 2006 to 2007 for like less than a year.
Yeah.
So he started in NWA, and in 1993 he started his career in the NWA and then went to ECW in 1993. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would like Sabu. And again, I watched a match of Sabu last night. That was another match against the Sandman.
Yeah,
that was an awesome match.
He used to point up.
Yep.
Let's see.
But if anybody listening, if you watch a match, you got to watch Sabu against Sandman. Those two beat each other up, or they beat themselves up before the match.
Yeah. Yep. Another good wrestler. His gimmick in WWE was terrible. Because I don't know, like I liked him a lot better outside of WWE. But Shane Douglas was a great wrestler. He had a great couple of gimmicks that he went with. When he was with WWE, he was Dean Douglas. Remember the Dean? That was a terrible gimmick.
I was never a fan of Shane Douglas.
No, really? I was a bigger fan of his when he was in ECW.
Yeah.
Remember the faction that he had, the Triple Threat?
Yeah, again, he was never my cup of coffee.
He started his career in NWA. He went to AJPW and then WCW in 1989. That's Shane Douglas. I was a big fan of Shane Douglas. He was another good wrestler that was great on the mic. He put together great promos.
Yeah.
So that's why I liked him. So let's see. How about Sting? Like we talked about Sting a little bit before the show. I really thought he never got the push that WWE should have gave him when he finally everybody wanted him to sign with them like over the years. And then when he finally did, I don't know, I felt like he never got, the spotlight like he really should have. And again, that's what I'm talking about. A lot of those guys never got that spotlight I thought they should have gave them.
Sting was an awesome wrestler.
Yeah, he
and
really
at the
was.
end, when he came to WWE, I didn't like the way they did. He came out all black with the bat, and he disappeared. He only showed up on occasion.
Yeah. Well, they called it the Crow gimmick because I think it was kind of a tribute to Brandon Lee when Brandon Lee had an accident and died from filming the movie The Crow, and I think that's where that kind of stemmed from. But yeah, he started out and for those who don't know, WCW was NWA before they became WCW, because Ted Turner kind of took over the NWA and then it became WCW. If I'm correct with the history, is that right, Gerard?
I believe so.
Right?
I believe it. Yes.
Okay, I'm getting really better with my history of wrestling. It's all coming back to me. So yeah, Sting started out in NWA first, and then WCW, and then went to TNA. I thought he did great in TNA. I really liked the way they treated him in TNA wrestling.
Yeah, he was so much better there. I liked him there when he came over. I was looking forward to him to wrestle, and then when they did what they did to him, I was just, the match starts and then they put a bat in the match. He never shows up.
Yeah.
They shut the lights off. The music starts. He never shows up.
Yep.
I just didn't like that the storyline.
Oh, Gerard froze up a little bit. Yeah, you're back.
I think everybody did. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, sometimes StreamYard, I think, it depends on what's going on with StreamYard here. But, yeah, if anybody has any...
Go
ahead.
No, I said, I was going to say, you froze me up because that's our new skit. And that's like my Sting skit. You freeze me up and I reappear later on.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Who they got? Sid Vicious is another really underrated star, I think, in my opinion. His ring names were Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, Psycho Sid, and Sid. Started his career
I like Psycho Sid.
Yeah, New Japan Wrestling. He started back in 1989 and then went to WCW in 1989. So he was only in New Japan Wrestling for a short while, and then went to WWE in 1991. He was, I think, Psycho Sid or Sid Justice. Was he Psycho Sid or did he use both in WWF?
I think he used both, but I like the Psycho Sid better than the other one.
Right.
I like Psycho Sid.
He was also
he had those crazy eyes,
Yeah, remember when he made a short stint in ECW?
Yep.
Yeah. When he took out Cronus, that's when he made his debut. He came out and destroyed Cronus. He chokeslammed him through a table, and they made Cronus, which was a great tag team, the Eliminators, Perry Saturn and Cronus. Who can't forget that tag team in ECW, which I thought was an awesome tag team. What was their famous finisher, the Eliminator?
The Eliminator.
Remember?
That one I don't remember too much of it. I was when I was watching a lot of the wrestling federations, I watched a lot of the tag teams were so.
Yeah. But Cronus, I believe after Perry Saturn went to the other promotions, Cronus wrestled as a single wrestler, and then they just like Sid just made him look like a nothing.
Sid was a big boy.
Oh yeah, he was definitely. Let's see, who do they got here? Shane Helms. Wasn't he known as the Hurricane?
Shane Helms, yes, the Hurricane.
Yeah, Hurricane Shane Helms. When he went to WWF, he started his career in WCW. He was part of the cruiserweight division there, and went to WWE in 2001. So he's another one that's been in both.
Now, what about CM Punk?
CM Punk.
He had a career at different places, but then I think he got screwed over with the WCW though. Actually, no, WWF. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, who could forget the famous promo with the pipe bomb?
Yep.
He wanted to bring back the wrestling ice cream bars. Remember?
Yep.
I'm trying to see if he's not on the list. believe it or not. These are the older guys, remember. These are like guys from the 80s and 90s, I think, on this list.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Yeah, they don't have him on here. So, I think, again, these guys are like going back a little further back. So, how about Vader?
Big Van Vader.
Yeah, he became a bit. I think WWF gave him a good push after, being in WCW. He started his career in AWA, went to New Japan Wrestling. His career started in WCW in 1990. Then he went to WWE in 1996, and he was there for only a few years. But yeah, Vader was a great star.
Oh yeah.
Big Van Vader.
The Vader bomb.
The Vader bomb. Here's another guy. Oh, he is on the list. I was trying to find him earlier. Vampiro. Another guy. I don't believe he ever went to WWE. He stayed in WCW from 1998 to 2001. So when they got bought out, he never went to any other organization other than AAA, and that's it.
I liked Vampiro too. And then when they didn't sign in WWE, that was very strange because he was a very good wrestler.
Yeah, he was very.
I guess his storyline. I don't think his storyline was something that they wanted to follow.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember too. I think back then, like when the Undertaker was in his prime, they didn't want too many guys that had that kind of gimmick. So I think they were trying to refrain from signing guys that may be put over him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that was a big part of that. Here we go. Here's Steven Regal. He had a long career. He was known as Lord Steven Regal.
Yep.
But ever since WCW got bought out, he's been with WWE his whole career, pretty much. But yeah, he started his career in WCW in 1993.
And he's the one who brought in Triple H.
Yes. Yep.
Triple H came in because of him.
Yeah.
And whoever thought that Triple H would just go as far as he did, and Regal's a good wrestler, but Triple H just went on, and now he's married to Stephanie.
Oh yeah, when you marry the boss's daughter, you're in.
And also, I believe he's in the Royal Rumble tonight. Also, Triple H.
Is he? Okay.
And so Stephanie, they're both fighting.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they're both in the Royal Rumble tonight.
Who can't forget Steve? I'm a big fan of the underdogs, but one of the greatest underdogs I thought had a great his storylines were great. I thought both in ECW and the other organizations he was with. Stevie Richards.
Another good wrestler.
Yeah. For a small guy, but he was again another great promo person. He did great promos. Started in ECW in 1994. Then he went to WCW in 1997. He didn't make his WWE debut until August 15th, 1999. But his ECW career, I thought, was great.
Wasn't he with Raven?
Yes, he was.
He was with Raven with ECW.
Yeah. Yep. And then they feuded also.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, you got Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner.
Oh, yeah.
He was a big guy, and he was with Rick Steiner. They were. What was the tag team? What was their name?
Not the Steiner brothers.
Well, they were the Steiner brothers, but didn't they have a name?
Oh, I'm trying to think of the name now. You're going back pretty far with that one now.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, he started his career in WCW with the Steiner brothers, obviously. He didn't join WWE until November 17th, 2002. But he had a couple of names he went by. Big Papa Pump,
Big
Genetic
Papa
Freak,
Pump.
and the Big Bad Booty Daddy. Funny.
Yeah, he's another guy. Thank God he didn't do any enhancement drugs.
Yeah, right. And here's another guy that never signed with WWE, who I thought was a great Japanese star, the Great Muta.
Yeah.
Another great wrestler. He had
Didn't he
great
have to
matches.
spray? Didn't he used to spit the green spray in the face? The
Yeah,
Great
he was
Muta?
the one that made that famous. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now everybody rips off of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But he started his career in New Japan Wrestling, went to NWA before it became WCW in 1986. And then he went back to WCW in 1989. But yeah, he had great matches.
I know I said before about the tag teams. I'm not much into tag teams, but the Dudley Boys, another group,
Yeah.
they came over.
Yep. For
Yeah.
sure. They were, I have to say they're definitely one of the greatest tag teams of all time. I have to put them up there.
Now I'm not familiar. Spike Dudley, did he ever come over to WWE?
Yeah, for a little bit,
A
but
little bit. He
only
didn't.
for like a very short stint.
And Dick Dudley, the big one. I don't think he jumped over though.
Trying to
I think
see if they're on.
Big Dick Dudley was.
Oh yeah, the Big
The,
Dick Dudley. Yep.
yeah, with the biggest arms, 24-inch biceps.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, they don't have them on this list because I think they're
No, right?
they're part of the newer generation. But they had a great career in ECW. All right, let's see who else here. Barry Windham.
What's going on here?
Barry Windham was another great wrestler that never got a really good spotlight or push. He was known as Blackjack Windham, the Stalker, Dirty Yellow Dog, Blackjack Mulligan. You of course remember that gimmick.
Yeah.
Blackjack Mulligan. He started his career in WWE November 17th, 1984. Let's see. Bob Holly. Remember Hardcore Holly?
Hardcore Holly, another good wrestler.
Yeah.
Another good wrestler.
Believe it or not, started his career in WCW in 1990.
Hardcore. And then there was Crash Holly.
Yeah, Crash Holly.
Yeah.
He was under different names in other organizations. He was known as Bombastic Bob, Thurman Sparky Plug, and Bob Howard. Those are some interesting names.
Those names, I don't remember those names.
Yeah. Here's another one. Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam Bigelow. He started his career in 1987 with WWE. Then went to NWA in 1988 when it became WCW. And then he went to ECW for a short while between 1997 and 98, so he was only there for a year. But
he was a champ there, though.
Yeah, he was. Yep. What's up, Anthony? Anthony's in the chat.
Yeah.
Your brother. How about Butch Reed?
Which one?
You remember Butch Reed?
Butch Reed. Butch was he with the Simmons?
Yes, he was.
Him up. He was a
and
Ron Simmons.
Butch Reed. He was known as Doom Number 2. Yeah, he was just always known as Butch Reed for the most part of his career. But he signed with NWA first in 1979, then went to WWE in 1986, and finished his career in WCW in 1989. I'm surprised maybe he died very young. Let's see who we got here. How about the Nasty Boys?
Yeah, the Nasty Boys. They were. Did you hear the story with the Nasty Boys? How
No.
they with the hell's that wrestler's name? He came from MCA, I think, the MMA. Shamrock, Ken Shamrock.
Oh, Ken Shamrock. Okay. Yeah. Let
Yeah,
me tell
and he had an altercation with them, and they beat the hell out of him.
Yeah.
They beat, and then finally when he signed, I think with WWE or something like that. No. He went back to MMA, and then he was going to go back and fight with them, and they put a lawsuit against him if he touched them.
Nice.
Yeah, because they knew at that point, and he could definitely beat the hell out of them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. How about you remember Chris Kanyon?
Chris Kanyon, yeah.
He was another great WCW star.
Yeah.
I thought WWE didn't give him the spotlight he got, but I thought he was great. He actually started his career in ECW before anywhere, and then went to WWE, and he was only in WCW from '95 to 2001. And then after that, he went to WWE when they got bought out, and then they didn't really do anything with him.
Well, it's hard. These guys came in the federations when all these big stars are already there.
Yeah,
it's hard to give these extra guys good big spotlights. They're new,
right?
And he wasn't a great wrestler to propel past some of half the guys that in the federation.
Yep. Trying to think who else they got here. We talked about Larry Zbyszko.
Another one.
Where is he? I know he's on this list. They don't really particularly have them in any order here, so that's why it's hard for me to find them.
No. Larry Zbyszko came in, though. Wasn't he a protege of Bruno Sammartino?
I'm gonna look. Hang on.
And I believe he turned on Bruno, and then David Sammartino had a big problem with him.
Trying to look at his history here to see if they have anything like that on here. They don't really say.
Let's see.
But he was a tag. Believe it or not, he was a tag team in WCW with Arn Anderson.
Yeah. Yeah, it says here Larry Zbyszko was friends with Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah. Okay.
In 1972, that's where he started. Basically.
72. That goes back. Yeah.
Yeah, he's way back there.
Yep.
Yep.
And then when it was WWWF, he was tag team champions with Tony Garea.
Yep.
That was with Vince McMahon's father before it became WWF.
Yeah, and when they won the title, they beat Yukon Lumberjacks, November 21st, 1978. So see, everybody listening on this list with us now, most of them know about those back then, except for my wife.
Yeah.
She was so young, and you.
Yeah.
And you.
And me.
Well, you're younger than me.
They have these like ECW stars on here, but I'm surprised they don't have Taz. I'm really surprised.
Well, maybe he came as a different name for that there.
Yeah. I was a big fan of Taz. I liked him as the War Machine in ECW.
I still think one of the best, Terry Funk.
Yeah, they have him here.
He was ECW for years.
Yeah, he was. Let me see if I can find him. Terry Funk. Here he is. Chainsaw Charlie was his gimmick in WWF.
Yeah, Chainsaw
Yeah,
Charlie. He
yeah,
was a tag team with Cactus Jack.
yes, he was. Yep. Um, he started his career in NWA before it became WCW, and went to WWE in 1985. So he was in WWE a while back,
Yeah.
and yeah, he was only in ECW for actually a few years, 1993 to 1997, and he was also in WCW for a little while. But yeah, Terry Funk, that guy he was crazy.
Okay, I got Taz here.
Oh, you do?
He started. Yeah, he started 1993 with ECW.
Right.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and then in 1999 he came WWE.
Right. And when he debuted in WWE, who did he wrestle? Do you remember? I remember.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah. Yeah. Kurt Angle was undefeated. He was the only one that, uh, you know, uh, you know, destroyed his undefeated streak.
Yep.
So, but yeah, everybody
You know,
loved his premiere debut.
another
Uh,
like how about Bill Goldberg?
yeah.
He
But
had
actually,
undefeated career too, and the other federation too.
yeah. And guys, next week, Gerard and I talked about would be a really great topic for the next podcast for episode number 3, since the Super Bowl is next weekend. We're going to talk about wrestlers that started their careers in the NFL that became wrestlers. There's quite a few of them.
It seems like we're running out of time. It's getting late now, right?
Yeah, we got like 10 minutes or so left. I got another one. Ron Simmons.
Another one, yeah.
He also didn't he start in the NFL as well?
He NFL player, yes. Yes, he was.
Um,
Ron Simmons was the football player.
Trying to think if it says it here. They don't have his NFL career listed here, but I believe that's where he started.
Yeah, he was football.
Yeah. So he started his career in NWA, then went to WCW. I didn't realize he was in ECW, 94 to 95, and then pretty much finished out his career in WWE.
As
I love
APA.
in WWE, like in the last few years before he finished out, when he used to come to the mic and he used to just go, "Damn!"
Damn. He still
Yeah,
does it.
yeah.
Damn.
I love that.
So I figure at the end of the show, you want to talk a little bit about WWE, the Royal Rumble tonight?
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. I happen to agree with some of the fans. There was a couple of guys that said, I belong to some Facebook group pages of wrestling, and there's a lot of talk that the surprise element of the Royal Rumble should be always a surprise element of who's going to be in the Royal Rumble itself. But over the last few years, obviously the internet doesn't help, but they kind of talk about who's going to be in the Royal Rumble, and I'm kind of in agreement with that. I think it should still be like a surprise element. What's your thoughts on
Yeah.
that, Gerard?
Yeah, I like the idea when you didn't know who was coming in, when they were coming in. But now, like I said, I think they're going to add other people. They have like 9 extra people coming in. We don't know who they're going to be.
Yeah.
But half the time, these are like these scrubs coming, guys who were like retired for 30, 40 years are coming back in to wrestle. They
Yeah.
come in, they get thrown out of the ring.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, because of the COVID pandemic situation, there are some people on the roster that are positive, and I think it's gonna hurt their appearances as far as the Royal Rumble goes. So now they have to have at the last minute try to find some fill-ins for them, or try to fix that situation for the pay-per-view. So I don't know what they're gonna do, but like I heard Keith Lee is possibly tested positive for COVID, and there's some big matches though. You got Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. Who do you want to see win that one?
Well, I hate Roman Reigns.
Really?
I just do not like him. I never liked him when he first came in. He was all right, but then it's just his storyline is just too much. I don't like Kevin Owens either, but I'd rather take Kevin Owens over him. Reigns is going to win. It's just he's a fan favorite. He's going to win.
Yeah.
Bottom line, I think he's going to win it, but I don't want him to win.
Or another scenario is if he loses to Goldberg. Let's just say hypothetically he loses, and Goldberg does take the Universal title. It is a possibility that Brock Lesnar comes back in time for WrestleMania, and they maybe do a Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar for the title, and then give the title back to Brock Lesnar again.
Well, Goldberg's going to fight against Drew McIntyre.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, and they're going to have McIntyre probably win that match too. Which the problem with Goldberg is they're messing his career up now, because now he has such a great career, but they're going to make him lose all these matches to all these big guys now.
Yeah, yeah.
But Drew McIntyre, he's fighting Goldberg tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably that. Yeah, did I mess that up?
Yeah, he's Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns.
Oh man. Yeah. All right. So recorrect myself. So yeah, you got Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre. So like I said, that could go either way. Like I said, if Goldberg wins, I could see another scenario of Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Now there's a match tonight. Charlotte Flair and Asuka. They're going to go against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
You're right. I don't like her too much.
I think because Shayna Baszler, because I know Ron knows about these people. Shayna Baszler, she's an MMA fighter. Another one. And Nia Jax, she's a big girl. And they're going to go in Charlotte Flair and Asuka, who two good wrestlers. But the problem is those two don't seem to mix properly because they're two headliners.
Right.
I mean, my prediction that one, I want to see Nia Jax and Shayna win, but it's probably going to be Charlotte Flair and Asuka, the two fan favorites.
Well, and then of course you're gonna figure they're also gonna start the feud between Charlotte Flair and Asuka. They're gonna split them up eventually, and they're gonna face each other probably at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So, and then you got, I think, Sasha Banks. Aren't they doing something with Snoop Dogg?
That I'm not sure. I didn't hear much about that.
Yeah, I think they're trying to bring Snoop Dogg in with her for some reason.
Yeah, but she's going to be Carmella. I don't think Carmella's that great of a wrestler.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I just hope
is going to win.
Yeah, I just hope there's going to be some surprise elements to the Royal Rumble. That's why I enjoy the Royal Rumble itself, because you just, those things that you haven't heard about, that's what happens at the Royal Rumble, and that's what I look forward to.
Now, my prediction for the women's champion of the Royal Rumble, I'm going to go with Bianca Belair.
Or Becky Lynch comes back.
Well, wasn't she had a kid? Didn't she have a child or something? That's why she left.
Yeah, but she's itching it, I think, to come back now. I'm not sure.
And she comes back, of course. She's a favorite to win, but I'm going to go with Bianca for that one now.
Or another one, Ronda Rousey.
Another one, yeah, another MMA.
Yeah, Gagnon, actually, speaking of MMA, brought up a good topic that we can do for an episode.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
Yeah, he said, we can do a topic on wrestlers that, tried their luck at MMA, like Batista, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley. Yeah, CM Punk's MMA career kind of failed miserably.
And then for the men's Royal Rumble, I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan.
Possibility.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to pull it out. That little guy always seems to pull out those big matches.
Well, what pissed off a lot of people is if John Cena makes a surprise entrance to the Royal Rumble and then wins it.
Yeah. Well, they said there are going to be 9 mystery guests coming in to wrestle, so we don't know who the 9 are.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if Hulk Hogan came out.
I doubt it. That guy's he's not in shape to be in the ring anymore.
Half these guys come in. You've seen how it was the last Royal Rumble. They brought in some old wrestlers. Guy came in the ring, walked in, got thrown out immediately.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, we're basically at the bottom of the show. Again, you could simulcast streaming, watch us live, either on Facebook, YouTube. We do have a chat. You could comment on our Facebook page. Just look us up, Dead Man's Triad Wrestling Podcast on Facebook or YouTube. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the show, please subscribe. It would be, great if you guys can do that. Spread the word about our podcast. I actually, Gerard, I joined a couple of Facebook group pages of wrestling, and I'm hoping to get our podcast out there somewhat.
Okay.
We've got a lot of live viewers. We have over 7 viewers that are watching live, so that's good. All right, Gerard, any last words you want to give to our listeners?
I can tell everybody, every night, every week, I tell everybody, continue watching wrestling, and just join our podcast. You have any questions? You want us to answer anything? Put it on the private chat, and we could answer your questions about wrestling.
Yep.
And just come on and have a good time with us. Have fun.
Yeah, and if you guys want to email us questions that if you don't get a chance to watch us live, shoot us an email, deadmanstriadwp@gmail.com. That's our email. Give us a message privately that way, and or on Messenger on our Facebook page. Either way, we'll get to them best we can. So every week, guys, Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time is when our podcast is. I think our next topic for next week is going to be NFL stars, football stars that became wrestlers later in their career. It's a great topic, Gerard. I think we're going to have fun with that topic.
Yep.
Definitely. Guys, thanks for tuning in this week and watching our Deathmatch Triad Wrestling Podcast. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Guys, we welcome any kind of criticism, good or bad, good feedback, bad feedback, as far as quality of the podcast, the audio, video, the topics, how our dialogue is, with the topics. Let us know either way. And, we like to improve and get better as we go along. So always try to do that, guys. We enjoy feedback a lot. So we welcome all kinds of criticism. So, all right. Enjoy the weekend, guys. I know there's some big snow coming up here on the East Coast. Talking over a foot of snow. I want everybody to be safe out there. Enjoy the Royal Rumble, which is tonight. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it, Gerard. How about you?
Yep, I'm already set.
All right.
I'm already set to go.
There you go. So, guys, we're going to end the show here. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next Sunday. And I hope Ronnie feels better by then.
Yep. Good night, guys. I say good night, even though it's daytime. Good night.
Yes. Gerard, stay on. I'll say goodbye after the show.
I will.